What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 4 of the Pew Pew
Podcast.
It's still
That was
great.
it, man. That was still
every
it.
single time.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. I said it before. I'll say it again. Your podcast obviously carries that entire intro, but it's great.
Like I said before, I feel like you've been practicing the Pew Pew. I'm not gonna lie. Like the quality of the Pew Pew is so high right now. It's unreal.
Welcome back to episode 4, guys. My name's TyrelosaurusFLEX, joined today by the one and only Iceman. Ice, how are you?
I'm good. It's a crazy weekend. Tons of stuff going on, but I got a nice tea next to me now and chilling and having a good time. So
What kind of tea?
A calm something has like 18,000 different herbs, you know, the usual.
I am on the first day or the first night of my staycation, and we are on such different levels right now. I'm like on 15. I have a margarita sitting next to me. I'm ready to go. You're drinking calm tea. I'm down with it. Let's do it. Guys, today the episode is going to be about Escape from Tarkov, soon TM. We're going to branch out to different games, potentially. Probably. That's the plan. But today's episode about Escape from Tarkov, we're going to be discussing our favorite guns, our favorite loadouts, kind of the evolution of how we got to where we are today, because obviously we're a lot better players than we were back in last November and when we started, and we were terrified running with PM pistols around. And
I mean, you could say that, but I don't know. I feel like
I was just going to actually say, yeah, you were running your PM pistol on interchange last night, probably doing LEDX runs, right?
Oh, no, wait. My PM pistol is insane. Just ask Zia and Papa State.
Oh, okay. All right. We're calling people out. I like it. Zia, Papa State, you guys listening? I want to hear how awesome Ice's pistol is. I mean, he played a lot of Counter-Strike, so he's probably godlike with it.
Did you hear that story? Just a quick tangent.
I did. Yes, absolutely did.
Yeah.
Tell it again. It's a great story.
So I was in the midst of pistol running, like I did at the beginning, trying to get LEDXs to upgrade my hideout. And Zia and Papa State, two good friends of the channel, both of us, they were in the same game as me. Find out I was in front of Medroom, and I turned around because I heard a step back in high tech, and both of them were there, and I one-tapped both of them to the face with a pistol from like across the hall. I was like, oh, those are insane shots. I clipped them. I went to go look and get my loot, and I saw it was their tags. And then shortly after, I got a message saying, I hate you. So
that's so good, man.
Yeah.
That story is
I couldn't do that to anyone but friends. Ask Shadow as well. My shot on friends is insane. Not friends, not like that.
I feel like that's some unwritten law that we haven't discovered yet, but like when you get into the same game as your friends, for some reason you just pop off.
Yeah.
That's great. So Ice obviously running the PM pistol, that's one of his favorite. I don't even know if he really needs to chime in for the rest of the podcast, but no, going back all the way to the start, like I said, last November is when we started playing, end of the November month. I'm really great with words today. I remember starting and absolutely falling in love with the AK-74M, as in Mike. And I used that thing for so long, but one of the biggest like realizations I had like 3 weeks into playing the game, I played the game for 3 weeks. And because I was scav running so much, because if you're new to the game, you should absolutely be using your scav every single time it pops up because it's free loot, and why not?
Yes.
But you almost never, especially back then, got an actual scope on your gun. So I just got good with iron sights. And, you know, I didn't really understand the game that much. So I was basing what guns I liked off of iron sights. And the AK was just this little itty bitty, and I've always liked the tiny little iron sight on the AK series weapons.
It's kind of like a Call of Duty iron sights in a way.
Yeah, I was just going to reference that. I played a lot of COD growing up, and it's just the smallest amount of block in my screen to see where I'm shooting, but I know where to put the crosshair to shoot somebody, hopefully in the head eyes.
Yeah.
But what was your first love? What was your first gun that you just fell in love with?
I would probably have to say the 8R.
God.
I know.
Even.
There's so many people that hate the 8R, and I don't know why. I've always
because
loved
it's
DMR
doo-doo.
style weapons. All right, you take that back.
No.
I've always loved DMR style weapons where it's like that single tap, but you have a large mag. It's not a bolt action sniper. It's like that middle between an assault rifle and a sniper. And that was one of the first ones that you could get on a scav. The iron sight wasn't too bad. You could put some decent mods on it. And I slayed out with it. Whenever I got it, I always just went nuts. And I think that's probably why I like it so much.
I do remember specifically when you would like, I'd be like, yeah, there's an 8R over here. And you're like, yo, let me get it. And you just like pop people with it. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why does it work so well for you?
Yeah. And that was back when like 855 was absolute hot garbage. And that's what you got all the time. And all you had to do was just shoot them in the face. If you didn't, you were doing like 0.5 damage. But if you shot them in the face, they were dead.
Head eyes apply directly to the forehead.
Exactly. So
yeah, no,
I'd probably have to say
you did slay out with it. And I give you a hard time. I don't get along with the ammo that gun fires a lot, and that's where a lot of me poking fun at him for it goes. But I hate the 8R. Every time I have multiple times on multiple occasions intentionally grabbed an 8R out of raid just so I can make Ice watch me delete it out of my stash. I don't even sell it. I just delete it.
That and the
That's where it
Pratis.
belongs. Oh my, don't even get me started. I haven't had enough to drink yet. Holy Toledo, don't even talk about that P word.
Well, I mean, if you think about it logically, you're using rifle ammo, the 855A1 ammo, where in another DMR style weapon, most others, you could be using sniper level ammo, which like, why would you not use sniper ammo, you know? Like,
yes, please.
I know, it makes sense, but I just love 8R.
Yeah. Hey, well, okay, whatever.
And you can't change my mind.
You have a bad taste in guns, but you know what? That's what makes us a compliment to each other. You get all the 8Rs, I get all the pickles. I don't know.
I feel attacked.
Okay, well, you can feel that way. 8R. God, I'm so stuck up. Oh, VPO.
Yeah.
The VPO.
Oh, I forgot about the VPO.
My God, that was the other gun that you just love.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? What was your scab boss? Was it
Sturman.
Glucose or
I
was
killed
it was
my
Sturman,
first
right.
scab boss kill ever. It was Sturman.
Air quotes.
And I got it with
Air
a VPO.
quotes.
Had a scope on it, had a silencer. It was a juicy VPO, dude. But I shot him 4 times in the head because I was using that like FMJ TKM, whatever it was. I shot him 4 times in the head and he died. He stood still for some reason. I don't know why.
He was so flabbergasted. He was like, "Was that a fly? Was that a fly?" And then like the last one must have caught him in the eye or something. That was not recorded to everybody who is listening. I have never seen video evidence of this. To this day, I doubt him. I put 4 shots into the throat of a glucose guard with a VPO on a scav, the exact same VPO, not silenced. Granted, maybe the silencer is the key.
Could have been.
That's what I've been missing. I doubt it. But I put 4 shots into the neck, the barren neck of a scav guard of glucose, and he did not die. And so I just threw the weapon away and never used it again.
Yeah, well.
Well, okay, no, we did do some Mimi runs with it last wipe. That was actually pretty fun. And then why haven't we done Mimi runs this wipe with it?
I don't know.
With the 366 AP?
Yeah, it's super deadly.
That's
now.
actually scary. All right, well, I know what we're doing right after this recording.
I've seen a lot of people, even in reserve, running those, and I'm like, what are you doing in reserve with that? But like on interchange, I meant. But on reserve,
yeah,
it could be a pretty deadly weapon. The scope's not bad. The zoom level's pretty low, but it's pretty clean sight. And if you can get someone pretty much standing still, like you're gonna kill them 99% of the time with those rounds.
Oh yeah. So everyone who's listening, if you have ever played Counter-Strike, you will like the scope that comes default on the VPO because it's literally an op scope. That's why Ice likes it so much. He won't change my mind. That is exactly why, because he was a dirty opper.
I think you're right, honestly. I never even thought about that, but yeah, it's just like a clean,
it's
simple
just a
scope.
clean line.
That's the Valde is the same way.
Yeah, I like the Valde. Obviously I like, now that I'm evolved enough that I'm sitting up in dome like a jerk on reserve and just popping off shots across the map, and I actually try and use the dots or whatever they're called. Full disclosure, I am not a guns guy. I know absolutely nothing about what they're actually called. I love video games and I love shooting people in video games.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, it's just a nice clean the VPO default scope. I don't even remember the name of the scope because you never use it on anything else.
I think isn't that scope only used for that gun? I don't even know.
It very well could be. That and the mosquito, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a fun gun. But what loadout do you typically run now? Like, what's your go-to
nowadays?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Fast
forward to now.
Okay. Fast forward all the way to now. I am a dirty DVL using man. I have absolutely loved this gun, this wipe. The DVL paired with like an SMG combo, because I'm at the point in Tarkov where, weird flex, but okay, I just don't care about loot anymore. Like I'm in the game to just get in engagements and have fun and shoot people.
Yeah.
And so the DVL, I can sit 10 miles away with my voodoo, stare into their souls, and try and hit far shots. But I guess The other gun that is just Bay is just the M1A, and it's just because it's just such a good gun.
I was gonna say you've always been a M1A and a SA58 guy. Like when we first started playing, SA58 was your jam.
Yes, yeah, because you could go full auto with it, and I never had a decent build. Oh, what's the new buttstock that you can? The Mesa buttstock.
Yeah, it makes the gun a laser.
That thing's a laser.
Yeah.
It's insane. Our reserve run where we had literally the entire map when it was foggy and it was just you and me. I had that laser on.
Yeah. If you have
I full sprayed like 2 or 3 people.
If you have that buttstock or the tube, I think is what it is.
It's the tube. Yeah, it's the tube.
And then you put that with the blast mitigation device, the multi-part muzzle device.
Yep.
It can take an SA58 basically down to like HK level of recoil, which is scary considering it shoots sniper rounds.
Yeah, and all I'm rocking is M61 and that whenever I'm using it. So
yeah,
I should just chat it up with 993. I still think it's bugged, but yeah, no, that is, the SA58. I'm gonna have to use that more. I haven't used it very, very often recently.
The only thing is the builds take like 300, 400K for what we're trying to do. So if you lose it, it hurts. It really does, even if you have a lot of money.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We were just discussing right before we started this. We're at the point where we're like, we die or something. We're just like, I don't care about the armor and stuff. Just get the gun out. First of all, I don't want to rebuild it. Second of all, we're running like top tier weapons, like literally all of it.
Yeah.
So,
and to that point, like rebuilding guns is easier with presets, but presets still bug out so much. They're such a pain in the butt sometimes. Like I think Battle Satan still needs to do a lot of work to presets to make it just seamless, simple. I think we've talked about it in the past, like maybe our very first podcast, but like just having a loadout button, like a slot for 10 loadouts. You have your gear, maybe like 10 guns, and you can just like click on 2 of them and it purchases everything you need and it's right there. Like, I don't understand why that's not something they've done already, because it takes so long. And if you're streaming, it takes like you probably spend 30% of your stream sitting in your stash just like building stuff.
Yep.
And people want to watch gameplay, really. They don't want to watch you like going around building stuff unless they're trying to learn.
All right, so yeah, I was just about to say, like, full disclosure, I was so consumed by this game when I started. I loved watching how people organized their stash and like how they actually built their gun. But fast forward like 8 months, I'm like, okay, I don't care about your stash. Like, it's ugly. Look at Ice's stash. Absolutely no room. Go figure. There's 75 guns.
Ouch. And I get ready for raids so fast.
He does. You know why he gets ready for raids so fast? Because he never dies, because he's a god.
All right, you dug yourself out of the hole. That was good.
Hey.
But I think now that the game's being streamed a lot more by people, you just, as a viewer, this is from my perspective, I still don't know, but as a viewer, if you're an experienced player, you don't want to watch someone just sitting around building guns, moving stuff in their inventory, like organizing. And that's why a lot of streamers have gotten to the point where they have their loadout, their kits ready to go. They have a giant section in their stash. They can just drop stuff in. And then they sell and organize at the end of the night off stream. But like back when we first started, when the game was becoming huge, people loved that because you were learning how to organize your stash. You were learning a lot of different stuff. And I think there's still a little bit of that, but it's much smaller than it used to be.
Well, that was part of the first YouTube video I made. I actually don't remember. I think I mentioned it, but like pulling pistol grips off your gun. Learning that, my mind was just like,
yeah.
Because when I bought Escape from Tarkov, and if you haven't bought Escape from Tarkov, you're listening to this podcast somehow, you're 4 episodes deep and you're thinking about it, buy the base version first. There's no reason not to. See if you like the game, but that's what I did. I bought the base version, and then I upgraded to Edge of Darkness. But when you have the base version, and you have like 2 successful runs, your stash is full. Like, you have no more room.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you learn that you pull pistol grips off the gun, it turns it into a 1x4 or a 1x5 instead of a 2x5. And so, yeah, anymore, the loadouts, like, let me just say, I'm going to buy all of this stuff. I want this loadout. I want my slick. I want my Alton. I want my HK. I want my mustache. I want my sheath. Like, I just want that just right there. Boom. I click buy. My sheath loadout's good to go, and then I'm just going to go chat it up on Interchange.
Right.
That is a beautiful idea. I love it. But, so my go-to guns nowadays are M1As and SA58s. How about you, Ice?
I would probably say I love the M4. I love SA58 and M1As as well. Like that whole DMR sniper ammo type weapon is definitely top tier for me. But I've really enjoyed running like M4s I've kind of fallen in love with the hammer scope, so most any gun that I run a hammer now, just for like that quick close range to long range. The scopes are clean. I just like it a lot.
And it's really great watching you fumble fuck between the two scopes too when you're flustered.
Yeah, that happens every now and then. It really does. But yeah, I like running those. I think the TC 5000 or the T5000, the sniper rifle, has been a lot of fun to run. If I'm gonna run a bolt action, that's typically what I'm gonna do. The gun is just, it looks cool,
so sexy,
and the amount of mods you can put on it is just so cool. But yeah, I'd probably say like HKs are mega cool, even though they're like the strongest gun in the game by far right now. Yeah.
So you're a meta gamer, is what you're saying.
I not yet. I haven't run a lot of HKs yet, but I'm going to. I have a lot ready to go.
I mean, yeah, I resisted the M4s and the HKs for a very, very long time just because of the ammo. Like I said earlier, I just don't get along with the ammo. But as you said, I never agreed with you, but I am a single tap gamer. Even when I run an SA58, all my guns are on single fire mode 90% of the time, because that's just my play style. I don't want to put 75 rounds down range and thorax somebody, maybe,
right, or
do enough leg damage. Like my crosshairs going to the center of their forehead, and I'm clicking on them once, and that's it. And that's why I don't get along with that ammo type. But that being said, we played games with Sheaf the other night. He holds W a lot. I got an M4 off somebody that killed him. I just saved it as a preset, and I ran it for 2 nights in a row with you. It's so strong.
It slays, like, man.
Wow. It's like, holy shnikes.
Yep.
You naded me. Well, not on purpose. You tried to nade into Brutal. I was downstairs next to Brutal. I had a laser and a flashlight on. Some kid was in a spot I've never seen before, but he lean peeked me. I flicked up to him, just point fired him, hit him in the head, walked away from Ice's nade. So that was all in what, like 3 seconds, and just walked away.
Yep.
Like I was just like, and it was done.
Yep. And it puts the fear of God into him. If you run those guns loud.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
I should say, yeah, I was running the jailbreak. So I'm loud. Like every time I click my mouse one, everyone on the map's like, okay, someone's got an M4 somewhere.
Yeah, I like what BattleSay's done in terms of loud mechanics versus silencers. The like blast mitigation device, there is the close quarters combat muzzle device that you can put on AKs.
Yep.
The jailbreak, a lot of them are pretty expensive, pretty pricey. But they really bring down recoil to ridiculous levels of low.
Yes.
Silencers, you really can't do that unless you have insanely modded out areas of the gun. I can't even think of to make it like a straight laser beam. Other than the HK is like the only one I can think of that you can bring it down to really ridiculously low levels with the silencer on.
I don't even know which silencer goes on the meta AK for the laser beam. Do you know off the top of your head?
The HK?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I literally never run it, but
hold on.
Yeah, that is the only gun that I can think of that you can run in Escape from Tarkov with a silencer that is literally just, well, I mean, okay, so we have also completely ignored
the wave
VSSs.
QD. The wave QD.
Okay, wave QD,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I was saying we've also completely ignored the Val and VSS guns because they're bullet hoses. There's nothing to say other than they're broken.
Sure.
Like, it's just too easy to use them, and I've literally never run one in the game other than picking one up off a dead body and like I need ammo and then I run it.
Yep.
Because it's just not fun. But the HK, the Wave QD, that's what I put on my my M1A actually. Point firing the M1A is so sexy, by the way. Oof.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the guns that we like. What is your favorite armor in the game right now?
I'd probably have to say kill armor, just for the stats. How
I gotta steal mine.
How clean it is. I have a ton of slicks. I love slicks, but they're just not like, I don't know, running a slick, there's not a lot of value in it right now. Kill armors and tier 5 armors can take a lot of bullets people are throwing out right now.
So if the reason you don't like slicks is because of the stomach, yeah?
The stomach as well. I don't really mind that as much, if I'm honest. I really don't.
Okay.
But I feel like if you're running a slick, you're usually getting shot in the head anyways, and you're dying first. I don't know why, but like whenever I run slicks, I feel like I die from a headshot every single time.
True. I feel like that's because we like actually pay attention to how we die, and it's like, I'm wearing a slick that's tier 6. Literally, you can bounce 7N1 rounds off my chest right now, and then it's just like head eyes apply directly to the forehead.
Which segues into, and yours was going to be killer, right?
Yeah. Okay. You already ruined that one. Segue.
Segues into the Alton becoming one of the best underappreciated helmets in the game.
It's so good. We've joked about it so often in the last couple of days. I'm like, one of these days, we're going to get head-eyed by a PP round and a player scav, and I'm just going to turn into an Alton main 24/7.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't do it right now because of like the sound and everything.
The field of view that you get is not bad. You can get used to it.
Really not. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like wearing a Killa helmet. Field of view is not bad, and you get tier 5 around your entire face and head. It's like you pair that with a slick, and you're literally a walking tank. People are gonna have to shoot you in the arms and the legs.
That's crazy. It is crazy strong. Yeah, people who wear it, you get dinked once or twice, and dinked, I mean like a bullet bounces off your head. You get dinked once or twice around pretty commonly because scavs are absolutely insane now. I've already complained about it for the last 3 episodes, but like they're crazy now, and they dink you all the time. Like that just happens. So wearing the Alton, if they dink you in the face, normally when I'm wearing my ULAC, because that's my go-to helmet, I just die. If I have an Alton on, I wouldn't die.
You're fine. Yep. It's kind of wild. I think that's probably the best combo that you can run right now if you really want to stay alive and win most of your engagements. I'd probably say Slick Alton's the way, but that's what, like 500k worth of, no, not even. Slicks are almost 600k now. That's like, yeah, that's like 800k worth of just armor alone.
Well, you can do the trade for the slicks, but I would say 500k plus in just armor.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like if you're straight up lazy and buy it from the flea market, definitely myself. Then yeah, that's you're spending like 800k on your armor. It's like, how the heck can you even make that back? Slicks repair really, really well. I actually don't know. I think Altons repair pretty well too, but then you come back to the face shield debate, right? Because there's a debate on if a face shield takes any damage, does it actually work again or does it not? I've never tested that with the Alton face shield.
Yeah.
You feel like it does?
I feel like it does. I don't know for sure, but I really don't subscribe to the face shield's broken if it's taking any damage. Maybe it glitches out every now and then, and that is true, but...
Well, yeah, I feel like that's what's happening is like it's the face shield glitch where you think it's down, but it's not actually down.
Right.
Same with your armor.
Right.
Same with the blank magazines when you load into raid. Like there's lots of things. We'll have to test some stuff out. But yeah, the Alton, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that is the most valuable helmet that you could run right now. I just sound crutch so hard in this game right now. And I ran it one night. I ran the Alton with you. And like, you're normally out in front of me. I'm normally more of the support because you hold W more than me. But even wearing the Alton, I'm just like, at times when we're in a fight, I'm like, if I heard that one crunch of glass, I would have known he was right there. But that plays into my play style where I'm single tapping.
Right.
So Alton with that M4, that's a different conversation.
Right. Yeah.
I'd love to see you rock that combo. Honestly, I'll walk behind you with loud. I'll wear the crappy headphones. What are they? The GZSH or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. GSSHs.
GSSH. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll wear those. I will tell you when someone farts on the other side of the room.
It's something I'm definitely going to start doing more soon. What I would love is to have like. And I don't know. I would love this from like a conceptual standpoint. I think in practice it'd be a little bit too ridiculous. But having a Vulcan helmet that could wear like a Killa face shield, tier 6 all the way around. I would love to see how hard something like that would be to kill. I think it'd be insane.
The juggernaut.
Yeah, exactly. But like, there's so like your turning speed, your aiming speed while you're wearing a Vulcan is insanely low. And you pair that with a slick as well, and it's just like. Movement penalties, vision penalties. It'd be really hard to see or hear anything, but you'd literally be a walking tank for a little bit. It'd be interesting to see.
Well, you'd have to pair that with like a Ford armor or something, because the slick actually gives you pretty decent like mobility.
True, Ford armor.
But yeah, to be a big old tank walking around, you just just thinking about that. Just turning a corner and being like, "Oh, it's a juggernaut!"
Oh God, run away!
Like, I'm so down for that. I'm all for it, dude.
Yeah, but I think cheaters would have to be figured out then, because every now and then, cheaters usually don't run any armor, and if they're shooting your teammate and they're in front of you, you can kill them. But if they're wearing all of that, they're like that would be ridiculous. They're unkillable.
That's actually so true. It hurts. Don't even. I got 993. What do you mean? Never mind. I'll head eyes that motherfucker.
There you go. There you go.
That's what you get for cheating. Just kidding. We got
that's a whole separate discussion.
Okay, so if you were to, I'm gonna say Ice, build me your kit that you're going to be an inner Chad with right now? What is it? Just a quick run through.
Yep, I would do probably an exfil or an airframe with the kill armor. And then if I'm going interchange, especially either a insanely low recoil SA58 or a M4/HK, like meted to the teeth.
Okay. What's your go-to rig? We haven't even touched rigs.
Oh, rig? Honestly, the new D3 CRX rig is pretty cool. It's cheap. It sells for almost the amount that you buy it at, which is interesting.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 two slotters, and then 4 one slotters. So it's a decent amount of room for like 25K or something like that. So I like running that one.
That's the budget rig. What's it called again?
The DCRX, D3 CRX.
D3 CRX. So if you're looking for a good budget rig, that's the one to go to. I'm a BlackRock fan. I love stealing people's helmets. I can't not take them. So like I have to rock the BlackRock.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And then the most important part of the loadout, we've all been waiting for it.
Backpack.
Don't disappoint
me. A lot of times I run no backpack just because of the movement. But attack too, for sure.
Ah, thank goodness. I thought he was going to troll us all.
No.
I'm so happy right now.
So for those that are listening, my meme in this game is if I kill someone with a Paratus backpack, including raiders, I take that Paratus and I wear it until I lose it. And if I get it back on returns, then I wear it until I lose it again. And funny enough, people don't grab it often, so it comes back a lot.
Because it's so bad. And he plays with friends a lot, and so he gets his returns back. And I swear to God, I just want to, as long as they give me the ability to carve my name into your Paratus on the strap so I can see how often you have that darn backpack back from returns.
Yeah, that would actually be super dope. Put like a marking on. That's such a good idea.
I just want to know that thing came back to you 75 times so that the next time I see it and I grab it and I delete it, I take it out of raid and I delete it because that's the type of friend I am.
Yep. Dear friend.
Dear friend. Yeah, what can I say? That's me.
Also, I like the new LBT rig as well. Like I'm gonna run that more. It's not that expensive. It takes up very small slots in a backpack. It takes up 3x3, but it has 2 helmet slots, 4 2x2s or 2 buys, and then 2 singles. So it's a ton of space for not a lot of space in your backpack.
Yeah, that's smaller than the BlackRock. I might look into that because my gripe with the BlackRock is all the single spaces. I don't need them.
Yep.
Turn those into doubles.
Yep.
Sideways doubles.
The LBT I think is probably the best one out there, and it's only 44K on the market right now, so not too bad.
Ooh, that's about the price of a BlackRock.
Yeah, exactly.
Look into that.
Exactly.
Awesome. I think my loadout, going back to the overall loadout for inner Chad runs, I crutch on my M1A. I have pretty decent aim. I've played first-person shooters for most of my life, but the M1A, I do wish that they would make it so that the DTMDR, the 7.62, and then the SR25, and the RSATs, we were just talking about that. I wish that those guns could compete with the M1A, because having a range of weapons for what I want to do with it, I would love to be able to do that. Right. But the M1A with the RSAS frame, I think it's called. That shows you how much I pay attention. I got a preset from Greg like forever ago, and that's what
you're right. You're
right. But that gun hits different. I love point firing that. I love ADSing with a red dot, a canted PKO6. I love my Valde on top. Oh yes, please. Anyway, so all about the gun. Kill armor for sure. I'm a ULAC man. I can't stand face shields. I don't need it. I don't need an exfil or something like that. I get ricocheted plenty off of my black or tan ULAC. Absolutely have to have a face cover on. So, I'm going to go into that. The gold schmegma. Yep, yeah. That's all me.
Yeah.
And then the Ray benches. And then the BlackRock, like I said. And then the Attack 2. The Attack 2 is like the perfect backpack to me. I'm happy that we've gone through the entire episode and we're winding down and he hasn't even mentioned the mechanism. So with that being said, we're going to move on.
That's fair, dude.
Yeah, you forgot about it.
I actually didn't say my crossbows. The crossbows are my trademark.
Oh,
I do
yes.
Crossbows, green schmegma, and then if I have razors, I'll go with them, but I usually go Comtax.
Yes, Comtax. But that is one of the things I don't even... So I like to take very strong stances just to be a bully and just to give people a hard time. But I truly believe that headphones in this game, there is no true best headphone. No. It's whatever you like as a person. Whatever headset you have.
Unless you're running GSSHs and then you like listening to elephants
what is wrong with
and
you?
rhinos.
Do do you just scrape chalkboards for a living?
Yeah.
Like what do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So everyone can agree that we all hate GSSHs, but the rest of them, they're viable options. If you really like having your ears bleeding from all of the base of the sword-ins, have fun. If you like being really confused by the razors because they're so freaking loud, wear that, you know. But Comtacs are bae.
And they're cheaper. Like tax ports are
And they're
37K, Comtacs are 25K. I don't know why you wouldn't wear Comtacs. Doesn't
Contact.
it's the way, man. It's the way.
It's the way. Sorry, that the way meme popped in my head, and I just actually like visualized that for a good like 3 seconds. Just the way. I think that's touched on everything that I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
Trying to think of anything else that we wanted to cover in the podcast. It's already way longer than we intended it to be, but that's what happens
That's
when
fine.
you start having good conversations.
Also, interesting nades. Utility.
Oh, yes.
So
yeah, utility.
I usually run F1 nades. There's apparently kind of an issue with them where they like extremely roll to the left when they hit the ground. So I don't know. I've gotten a lot of kills with them still. I think maybe sometimes that left turn actually helps me, like randomly just kills the guy.
So as long as you know it's there, you can play to
Yeah.
it, which is like, you know.
But it's got a good
more
price.
knowledge, more power.
Its explosion radius is solid. The damage is good. It's just a good grenade. The VOG 25 and VOG 17s, I usually run one of those first. Like if I get into an engagement, I'm usually throwing a nade shortly after if we're still alive. And the VOGs are just kind of the way. They can't react to it. They explode way too quickly, in my opinion. It gives you no time.
They're busted. They're straight busted. You and I both got Kobe'd that one raid outside interchange. Just boom, dead. Okay.
Yep. But a really interesting tactic, and this is coming from Landmark and others that I've watched do it that are extremely aggressive, is using the apple grenades, the M67s, I think. Using those to cover your tracks on a push or to throw into a room to get guys to freak out, and then you run in, kill them, and then run out before the nade explodes because the timer is so long.
I believe it's an 8-second fuse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I watched Landmark do that, my mouth just dropped. I'm like, that's the type of play that I respect. He just chucks a nade in labs on the stairs, chucks it inside. The dude starts running because he's like, oh, a nade. And Landmark just strolls on in with his HK and then walks back out, and the nade blows up like 12 years later. I don't know. I think Landmark
He's
had,
like the
3
hero walking
grandchildren.
away from an explosion.
Never look back. Remember to never look back. Yeah, I don't even have anything to add. You crush the nades. Flashbangs are great for leveling your strength. Smokes the same thing. I do like to aggressively use smokes. I think we touched on that in another podcast. But like,
I think
if for some reason I pick them up off a raider or something, right? Like aggressively using them. If someone's sitting in a building, throw a smoke at that building, and then they can't see out, and you can reposition wherever you want, and you're going to be able to see them reposition no matter what.
True. I think flashbangs are very underappreciated, if I'm honest. There's a lot of situations where I was like, man, if I had a flash because the guy was in a corner or a room or something like that, like if I had a flash, I could push that angle so much easier. You could make an argument that a nade's kind of the same way, but a flash has that explosion radius where it can mess with them even if it's like a ways away in front of them, and then you can push from a different angle while they're blind and kind of freaking out.
I would love that if they took away the fact that, so if a flash falls behind an ammo box perfectly and goes off, that's a static item that absorbs all of it for some reason.
True.
So if a flash, we're underhanding a flash into a room because someone's in there. You know what? If it goes behind something and it doesn't blind you, I have no idea how actual flashbangs work. Okay, I'm talking about video games. Goes behind something, doesn't actually blind you, I'm fine with that. But if it deafened you, the way that flashes do, I'm all for it.
It should concuss you. Like that's how flashes work. The whole room gets concussed whether you're looking at it or not.
Sure. So there you go. Yeah, if they work that way, I'd be running flashes all the time and then running in with my red rebel like an ass.
Yeah. It's like the shockwave that comes out from so intense, like anything in the room is just like, oh god, whether you're looking at it or not, and it takes a few seconds to get your bearings after you get flashbanged.
Very true. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's probably the last of the loadout. Maybe the Kappa. Like what we would throw in a Kappa or a Gamma typically?
Yeah, that and heals. Just real quick.
Yeah.
Salua all the way. Also, if it's not Salua to you, like don't even at me. It's definitely Salua.
It's definitely Salua. Agreed.
So weird flex, but what would you put in your Kappa? I'm going to wind it back just a little bit and talk about a Gamma.
Yeah. Or even an Alpha.
Ooh, Alpha. That's a good question because I never really use it.
Yeah.
I only used it for like 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, let's start with Alpha. So when I started, you're running an alpha, you're probably a relatively new player. You're going to want your dog tag case because that's the most important item in the game.
Oh my god.
And then you're going to want an IFAK in there, and you're going to want an ALU splint, and then one free spot for something super valuable. And then if you find like a graphics card or a 2-slotter that's really useful to you, like a Tetris or any 2-slot item that you can think of, but you can get rid of the ALU splint and you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Just throw that into your inventory, and then you got the 2 slots left. How about you?
Yeah, that's a tough one because I would love to have a CMS kit, the 2x2 surge kit. Because if you lose a limb, it's real tough.
True.
So I would do an IFAK probably, or a cheese, like just a healing item of some sort in there. A CMS kit for surge, and then I'd probably put in an ALU splint as well, or a painkiller of some sort. At the time, you probably have like ibuprofen or something like that. But you would want to run some keys as well, depending on what you're doing. So you might take that ALU splint out and put the key of your choice in there, or a key ring. If you have a key ring, that's the way to go in alpha for sure.
You're blowing my mind with how much I just forgot about all of that stuff. Yeah, key tool 100%. You take the ALU splint out. I don't even take splints into the game anymore. I just ask my teammates for them. But yeah, the key tool definitely.
Yep.
Moving on to the gamma then. So you got a 3x3 then for your prison wallet, which is great. I always have a serve kit in there.
Yep.
That acts as put my limbs back on, and also a splint. It's an expensive splint and it's a long splint. Don't get me wrong, but I'm lazy and I don't like taking a million items into the raid. And then you're gonna have a docs case or a sick case in there. At the point of a gamma, I don't see why you would run a key tool. I don't think it provides that much benefit.
Yep.
Unless you're a big shoreline player and you need 75 million keys because there's about 800,000 bajillion keys on that map that you need to use, and you have to remember where every single one of those LEDXs spawn. #N shoreline. No reason for a key tool, but like a docs case or a sick case is definitely going to be going in there. And then I keep my extra ammo to repack a mag in the the gamma. So let's see, and then if you're inner chads or you're farther along in the game, always bring an SJ6 or a mule, because the weight system with the way it is, you're going to want to pop something so that you can actually move. But
yep.
Yeah, I think that's my total, because at that point when you have the gamma, you can bring heals along.
Yep.
You should be playing the game enough that you can bring heals along and not worry about losing them. But
yep. Yeah, I think that's probably the same with me. And then the kappa, it's just kind of the same as the gamma, but you can reliably put in a serve 12 kit, a painkiller, usually a golden star or Vaseline, a sick or docs case, an IFAK or a Salua. Then you could throw a splint in there. You could throw some extra ammo in there. If you're running reserve, you would have your paracord in there. And then as you find stuff on the map, so say you found a Tetris or something like that, you could throw out the paracord, you could throw out the ALU splint, just put it in your backpack. If you lose it, whatever, just put the higher value stuff in.
Yep. So big brain, you can insure paracords. So when you run reserve, if you go out and find a clutch cord or something in Rook, always insure your paracord, and then that way you can drop it if you find a new one, and then throw the other one in your prison wallet.
Yep.
And then if you lose it, you're still going to get your other paracord back. Those strats came from last swipe, where paracords were like 90 to 100k plus.
Dude, paracords were nuts last swipe, and now they're like 20k.
Insane. Yeah. So I don't know. Old habits die hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we touched everything other than crossbows. Like, really, crossbows?
Yeah, man, crossbows look so good.
No,
don't you even start talking about my crossbows right now.
You look great. You look so chatty when you run on the maps. I'm not even saying anything.
Thanks, man. Yeah, me and my Paratus backpack. It is thick and it is coming at you.
We were gonna end on a high note, but holy shit, you had to take it there. All right, well, I think that covered everything. It's a longer episode than I thought, or I think we intended it to be. But
that's all right.
You know, if you're still here, I appreciate you guys listening in. Let us know what your favorite loadout is down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. There's definitely going to be more podcasts. Like I said early on in the podcast, we're going to move on from just Tarkov talk soon TM. But Ice, where can we find you on the internet?
I am Iceman_1H on Twitch. I stream typically 4 days a week. YouTube soon TM as well. And then on Twitter, Instagram, even Facebook, all that good stuff. Iceman_1H, you can typically find me.
And I will say, Ice is awesome, people. So make sure you're checking him out. He puts on a lot of awesome streams. I think Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday,
yep,
right?
Typically.
He's awesome. I even watch him as a streamer like myself. I spend most of my days watching him, so make sure you check him out. My name's TyrelosaurusFLEX. Like I always say, good luck spelling it. And you know what? If you can spell it, let me know, because I would be proud of you, and I'll give you a thumbs up. But
There's a Z in there somewhere.
All right, stop it. They don't need to be more confused. Gosh darn it. There is a Z in there. Good luck. You can find me on twitch.tv/TyrelosaurusFLEX. You can find me on Twitter at TyrelosaurusFLEX. All the links for all of our socials, of course, are going to be down below. But yeah, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
See you guys. Later.